And is my screen now visible?
Yes, it is. You can go ahead and start from the top, though. I think it's kind of midway
Perfect.
through. Yeah, but we can see it.
Okay, terrific. Thank you
Can
so
you
much.
can you put it in the presentation form though?
I
Uh,
can.
so so if you go to the
Now
bottom,
you should be able to see it.
yes, perfect. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Um, Good afternoon, everybody, and let me echo, it is a fabulous day out there, so I hope that people are able to get out and enjoy it before we slide into some of those winter months. It's my pleasure to be here today and talk to you a little bit about Anixter and our work, and in particular, some of the supports that we can bring about being disability confident. And that is basically learning some winning practices for your businesses and an inclusion of people with disabilities. Here I am, Dina Donahue Chase, and my role at Anixter Center is the VP of Growth and Innovation. I really am focused on working in the community and creating opportunity and doorways for not only the people that we're supporting, but for our communities at large to be diverse and welcoming. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Anixter Center. I'm going to talk about some of the ways that we can partner for business success and answer any questions that you might have. But as we said, that's going to happen at the very end today. So a little bit of history about Anixter. We are over 100 years old, and our primary role is to assist people with developmental disabilities, people with mental illness, and people who are deaf, deafblind, and hard of hearing. When I created this presentation a few months ago, we were serving 5,000 people throughout Chicagoland. That number is now up to 7,000 people. And we partner with over 300 businesses through our work of consulting. We are one of the leading providers of interpreter services, American Sign Language, and we work with a number of businesses to help them with their employment solutions, from hiring people with disabilities to improving practices and doing trainings within businesses. Our vision is that we believe that everyone has the universal right to be valued and that they belong. And we really envision a world where that's the lived experience for everyone. And that's what our work does. Our commitments are, we are providing almost 500,000 hours of service every year to people in Chicagoland, people that we feel are in need, and over 40,000 hours within our business communities. At the heart of everything we do is we believe partnerships are critical to our success. A few things that we've done recently that you may have seen in the news is Anixter Center partnered with the Chicago City Colleges, Daly College, to launch a program, a pathway to college for students with intellectual disabilities. And they can go to school for 2.5 years and gain a certificate for employment. It's one of the first of its kind in Chicago. We have inclusion consultants embedded in 2 leading institutes in Chicago to increase their efforts of hiring and integrating people with disabilities. And we were recently awarded a grant by the Department of Economic Opportunity to improve employment outcomes for people with disabilities in Chicago. So how does that translate to our work here today? Recently, Anixter was awarded a grant to support basically businesses working with Chicago with a focus on the Department of Aviation to increase their knowledge about supporting people with disabilities, hiring people with disabilities, and doing some consulting work. So how does that look? We are going to be able to offer a disability inclusion business certificate. It is a training that we'll talk about a little bit more about. We will also offer a inclusion customer focus certificate. How do you increase awareness and your skill set with supporting customers that have disabilities? And we can also offer private consultation to businesses to work on any of the different types of needs that they feel they may have related to increasing their knowledge, increasing hiring, retaining people with disabilities, whatever really that focus the business would like it to be. I'm going to start with what is our business certificate. That is going to be online, but we are also going to offer it in person. I call it a safe zone. What do I mean by that? No question is off limit. We really want to help people understand disability and feel comfortable in asking questions. We're going to be offering the trainings at different times of the day. So it won't necessarily be during the workday when many of us have other commitments, but we will be affecting that. And there will be no costs. One of the first parts that we're going to be talking about under this business certificate is what is disability? We know 1 in 4 people have disability, but what does that mean and how does it look? Because disability can look very different. We're going to explore what that is. And then we're going to talk about what is the disability advantage? Why is there a great business case? We all know we're facing the great resignation, but with people with disabilities, they're staying in their jobs. They want to work. You see greater employee morale. We'll be exploring those things and people will earn a certificate after completion of that. The other series we'll be offering is really focused on the customer and the customer journey and the customer experience. Again, we're going to follow the same model. They'll be online or in person. All questions are fair. We want people to feel comfortable getting their questions answered. We're going to be focusing on disability etiquette for a really positive customer experience, words we use, how we represent the services that we're offering. And we'll also be talking about the best type of accessibility practices. How do we ensure that there's opportunity for easy access to applying for a job, or even how does somebody navigate your business? And again, all of that will be covered during that, and a certificate is offered at the conclusion. The final part of the service that we're offering is a consultation. And that is really, we'll consult with you. If you have a question about how to do business practices, or you have an employee that you feel may have a disability and you want some supports to figure out a pathway of improving access or their retention. Really, it can be any subject that's related to your business and disability. That will be our job to assist you to reach what your goal is. What are the next steps for this? This will all be beginning in December of this year. The certificate programs are going to be offered through marketing, and we'll be setting up those dates, and registration will be made available. Our consultation can be done just by giving us a phone call. Again, we'll be marketing that information out to the businesses, but it just starts with a phone call to us. We respond, we set up the next steps with you. If you want to meet in person, if you prefer to do it over the phone, and then we move forward with that. My next slide actually is to open up for questions, but because we're not going to do that, I'm going to go ahead and stop presenting.
Thank you so much, Dina. And yes, we'll come right on back to you so that you can answer any question they may have for you. I'm going to go ahead and pass the baton over to our next guest. And that is our guest from the Greater Southwest Development Corporation. And that's Michael Crino. I hope I got it right. Crino. And Michael is going to, you can go ahead and share your screen, Michael. You should have control now.
Okay, 1 second.
Sure. And Michael is from the Greater Southwest Development Center, and Michael Development Corporation, I'm sorry. And Michael is going to take you through his presentation, and then we'll open it up for questions.
All right, can you all hear me and can you see this screen?
We can see you and hear you.
Great. All right, well, thank you so much to the City of Chicago for inviting Greater Southwest Development Corporation to this webinar. We are a proud sister agency to the city and do a lot of exciting work down on the southwest side of the city. So without further ado, let's start the slide. Let's see. Go. So Greater Southwest Development Corporation is a catalyst for creating and maintaining a vital Southwest Chicago community by empowering, building, and sustaining development that increases the quality of life. So that's our mission statement. And really what this means is that all of our efforts on the Southwest side, namely Chicago Lawn, Marquette Park Community, Gage Park, is to rebuild that sense of place that once was there for the community, to build up the housing stock, to build up the commercial opportunity, and to build up, available, commercial development to attract new businesses to the area and new working opportunities for the people that live there. As we all know, if you can work in a community, you're most likely to live in that community. And so we're looking for good paying jobs with benefits to come to the Greater Southwest side. So this is our website, www.greatersouthwest.org, if you want to learn more about just overall the organization. So here's our company logo page, and here we go. I'm going to try to minimize. There we go. Perfect. So we're based in city of Chicago and we're increasing the quality of life. As you see on the right-hand side, we have our service area for GSDC, and it's south of 55, all the way over to 9094 South, and down across the city boundaries, basically. So we cover a large part of the southwest side, including Midway Airport, Marquette Park, and a good portion of Englewood and back of the yards. So first stop is we engage in business advising. So we are a Leary agency, which means that's the local industrial retention initiative agency. And we work directly with our manufacturing and industrial businesses to assist them in being a valuable partner in our community. And we work directly with the business owners through programs such as tax increment financing, commonly known as TIF districts, TIF Works and TIF Works 50/50, the Small Business Investment Fund, which is known as SPIF, the Chicago Development Fund, the Neighborhood Opportunity Fund, enterprise zones, industrial corridors, special assessment properties programs, and other sources. These are a variety of City of Chicago resources and also Cook County resources that are available for manufacturers and businesses. We also have our Neighborhood Business Development Center program, which is a city program, and we're a designated agency and work with local businesses on licensing efforts, on accessing City of Chicago grant programs, and assisting with just permitting and zoning and other factors that would come into play. So we also have regional business centers, the Chicago Business Center at GSDC, and we provide local business resources with a focus on entrepreneurs of historically underserved populations on the southwest side. Specifically, this would be like the Black and Brown community that we predominantly serve, but really this brings the City Hall to the southwest side of Chicago. For those of us who have been to City Hall, it's a place where you need to go in, get your permits, get your registrations, but it's also intimidating, and there's a lot of tape to cut through. And what the Chicago Business Center does is it makes it approachable. It's like a satellite office from the city in the local community, and we're able to help small businesses with licensing application, Secretary of State filings, zoning questions about whether or not they can have their business in that certain area, There are certain restrictions, for example, for residentially or residential-based home businesses. So we help companies and individuals understand those requirements. In addition, we help them access financing options. There was a lot of money distributed out by the city through the COVID-19 relief program and the hardest hit. In addition, there was an economic recovery loan after some properties were vandalized in the past 2 years. And so the city really had a variety of repair engines that were in place that we helped broker for the businesses in our area. So America's SBDC, so the Illinois Small Business Development Center provides information, confidential business guidance, training, and other resources to startup and existing small businesses. So this is a state program that we have in office at Greater Southwest Development Corporation. It's funded through the state, through the Office of Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity. And we also have the Illinois PTAC program, which is what I'm a director of at Greater Southwest. And we provide government contracting assistance for small businesses throughout the state. We provide the technical information, marketing assistance, and training to existing businesses, selling their goods and services to local, state, and federal government agencies. That is a mouthful, I know. We're going to come back to this because this is my program, and we have a focus at the end of this presentation on what the PTAC is and how we can help. So now we're going to go into housing and financial counseling. This is also an area that GSDC covers. And so we have our GSDC Residential Center. We provide a wide range of housing and financial services to community residents. Through our REACH Center, we offer housing counseling, financial coaching, and small accessible repairs for seniors. We have a HUD certified counseling center with 2 HUD certified counselors. We do a comprehensive first-time homebuyer class and mortgage readiness counseling. And to include foreclosure readiness counseling to help residents get protection for their properties if they're having difficulty based on current circumstances with the economy. So we also help administer the Illinois Hardest Hit program with mortgage assistance to homeowners who've experienced some income hardship. And now that's been especially prevalent in the last year or so with COVID-19. And also we have the small accessible repairs for seniors. We help senior citizens remain in their homes, either requiring like a roof repair, sometimes like lead mitigation on the property. So here a little bit more in depth that we have the home buyer classes, the home buying counseling, the foreclosure prevention, the rental assistance, and the financial literacy. Really what we try to do is we work one-on-one with a current resident or prospective resident and help them understand the entire mortgage process. It is difficult. I myself am looking to buy my first home, and it's overwhelming the amount of research that you need to do. And also like the type of competitive pricing that you need to engage in, especially in this current economy. So we're definitely there for the residents on the Greater Southwest side. Real estate development. This is the more exciting wing of Greater Southwest. So we acquire, rehab, and repurpose for community good. We have done in the nearly 50 years that Greater Southwest has been an organization in the Chicagoland community. We've done nearly 600 million in development activity to include 248 units of affordable senior rental housing and 100 million in retail development. We operate 2 senior housing facilities. It's the Churchview Manor and the Lawnview Terrace senior housing. And so again, if you know of a relative or somebody in your network that's looking for affordable senior rental housing, get in touch with our organization. We can put you on a wait list. These are wonderful places to live, and they're undergoing a current remodel to get them up to date 2022. We've also participated in projects in the community such as domestic violence shelters that took a vacant Chicago Police Department station and a vacant lot and transformed it into this community resource. So really incredible opportunities that we've been able to be involved in. Now, community development. So our community development is involved with the special service areas, number 3 and number 59. What is a special service area? Special service area is usually designated for a commercial corridor. And what it is, it's like a special tax that gets attributed to the businesses in that corridor, and it goes into a fund. And what that fund is used for is area beautification, trash collection, branding on that corridor. I'm sure that many people on the call have been through an area of Chicago where they see the banners on the light poles, they see like the benches and the planters. These are all things that create a sense of place for a commercial corridor and make it an attractive area that you could take your kids, your family shopping. So we've provided opportunities and through these SSA funded projects, public way maintenance, beautification, district marketing, business attractions, special events. So sometimes, the block parties and the business events that are hosted are funded, sometimes majority through the SSA. Security, we provide security for the two SSAs that we manage. And I'll go back and show you the map here. So the 59th Street Special Service Area runs from Western Avenue to a bit past Kedzie on 59th, and it includes all of the store areas and any residential properties that are within those that designation. And then special area number 3 is enormous. It covers a good portion of Pulaski between 55th and 71st, and also all of 63rd Street from Western all the way down to the airport at Cicero Avenue. So really an incredible reach that we have in this really important commercial corridor. So here's our 2022 Community Building Initiative. Our purpose is to deepen relationships, create a sense of belonging, and support the overall well-being of community residents. And our main principles to this are cultural connections, health and environment, community wealth building, and partnerships and collaborations. And this all feeds into community ownership, right? We're trying to create that sense of place and that sense of ownership that residents, business owners, and organizations such as Greater Southwest can all participate in. So our goal number 1, develop a new vision to revive commercial corridor. Goal number 2 is to engage in the beautification of the main commercial corridors, to continue to build these to be attractive places to shop and be in, to support and organize current small businesses, and to foster trust relationships and safe spaces for all residents, to improve safety, personal attainment, and neighborhood well-being. So also we have a business academy. We work with the local business owners, specifically in our special service areas, by teaching business management skills. These are incredibly important for startups and small businesses. A lot of times small businesses get really bogged down with the day-to-day operations. And so it's hard to have a clear focus and strategy moving forward. That's where this business academy could really help out. So we help them access resources and partnerships that can help anyone establish and grow a business, networking opportunities with other businesses in the SSAs and throughout this city. Our audience is for local business owners and entrepreneurs between the ages of 18 and older, having a common goal. And we have 210 alumni from this program, business owners and entrepreneurs that have all gone through, networked with each other. If anything, the value of the networking speaks for itself. To have the ability to 210 companies as mentors is tremendous. And if you have like a niche area that you offer as a business, I'm sure there's somebody in our alumni group that has also offered that as part of their services. So here are our future training programs for 2022. In the spring of 2022, we're going to do hiring and recruitment, onboarding, employee development, and offboarding. During the summer, it's going to be more expenses and actually like the management side of the business. So looking at cost of labor, inventory, operational expenses, profit and loss, credit improvement, and access to capital. And in the fall, we're going to do a switch to e-commerce, to content creation and branding, Shopify page, website traffic and sales, international orders, and sales and shipping. These are all sort of that's like the logistics side, online and physical, to a business becoming successful in their reach. Now we're going to go into the PTAC slide. Don't worry, I'm going to kind of walk everybody through this, but this is the program that I run at GSDC. And the PTAC is funded from the Department of Defense. It's administered through Illinois DCEO and given down to grant recipients. So Greater Southwest Development Corporation has an Illinois PTAC through a state grant. So I'm the Illinois PTAC at GSDC. And through the Illinois PTAC network, there's 9 in the state. We've helped Illinois businesses last year in FY 2022 win nearly 1,000 government contracts worth over $600 million. So these aren't contracts that we've directly administered, but have helped small businesses participate in. And let me walk you through that. So our assistance comes in the form of teaching, mentoring, and coaching. We provide our clients with a complete set of tools to research and identify contracting opportunities. So what does this look like? We provide the tools to conduct market research, find government opportunities, and establish relationships with contracting officers and federal agencies. We help execute SAM and other governmental vendor registrations, read and understand government bid and proposals, locate businesses, large and small, that already have existing government contracts to do a joint venture agreement or a mentor protege agreement. We help prepare, review, and finalize a bid or proposal, locate technical information such as specs or NSN information from the government, navigate your hub zone, WASB, which is women-owned small business, economically disadvantaged women small-owned business, and DBE certifications for businesses. I'm sure that, for example, DPS with City of Chicago, they manage the WBE, MBE, VBE programs, also programs for disabled. And these are basically set-aside contracts that small businesses can access and bid on, getting caught up here, that when they're awarded, they build into the city's goal of contracting with small businesses. For example, the city has $1 million that they are going to put up for open procurement, right? And they're going to say, hey, 30% of this needs to go to small businesses, which means 300,000, right? And so if you're a small business, you can compete for that 300,000 against other small businesses. Well, if you're a woman-owned small business, for example, you could compete against an even smaller pool. So that's how the set-asides work. It's not a sole source, meaning that just because you have a certification, you get a contract. You still have to bid and be aggressive in the market to get that government contract, but you're just making the competition better for your own business. We help prepare for pre-bid conferences, shortlist interviews, debriefings, and pre-award meetings, such as capability briefings. And we also handle the post-award contract administration. So that really comes in with bonding requirements. Okay, I got the award. Now what do I do? There's a lot that goes in on the after side of a government contract. So in fiscal year 2022, we've served almost 2,000 businesses, 160 statewide events with 2,500 businesses and individuals in attendance. We conducted over 6,000 counseling sessions with Illinois-based businesses. We provided over 6,680 hours of counseling, and our clients won nearly 1,000 contracts. So what's the economic impact of all this, right? We helped create 222 jobs and saved 304 jobs here in Illinois. So this is only with 9 offices, 9 PTACs have been able to have this impact. So I encourage you to get in touch with your local PTAC or get in touch with me, and I would happily enroll you as a client. Government contracting is nuanced and complicated, and what we like to do is make sure that it's accessible, understandable, and you have a strategy when you approach it. So here are the PTAC program offices throughout the state. You have one in Bradley, ourselves at Greater Southwest Development, Southern Illinois, Western Illinois Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, College of DuPage, Far South Community Development, and the Joseph Business School, and also the Women's Business Development Center downtown. Phenomenal resource, the WBDC for women-owned businesses. They have their own women business network that you could plug into. So highly encourage you to reach out. So what's specific about our program at GSTC? Currently, we have over 150 active small businesses in our program. And the main focus areas of my program are certification assistance. So talked a little bit about MBE, VBE certifications, but really walking you through and helping small businesses understand and have a strategy for getting certifications as opposed to just getting any they qualify for. We want to make sure that it makes sense for your business because these certifications take time. I mean, City of Chicago's certifications take 60 to 90 days to evaluate. For example, at the federal level, sometimes these take a year to get in. So you're going to put all this time up front and then realize there's really no set asides in your industry area. So we want to make sure that it's right for you, right for your business before you invest that time. I help small businesses with their SAM.gov registration. SAM.gov is required to do any federal contracting at that level. It's a federal profile where your business has been validated against the government system. We do government contract review, so you can send me a solicitation and say, hey, how do I understand this? What do I need to do? I'm interested. We break it down, walk you through the different steps, and make sure that you understand each section of it and kind of uncomplicate that language that they use. We help with bid preparation, again, like preparing the documents, helping you do the review of them. We also focus in strategy and contracting with the government. So forecasting, getting ahead of the solicitation, how to market yourself to federal agencies. And that's through a capability statement. So we help put that together in market research and pricing. So understand how to see what your competitors are doing, who's been awarded contracts, and how to go about that. And then the veteran businesses. I myself am a military veteran, so I do a special focus for companies that are veteran owned or service disabled veterans. Recently, the certification program switched to the SBA from the VA, so that's going to be a big shift in 2023, and I can help with that. So here's my contact information up top, my phone number and email, m.carino@greatersouthwest.org. My only requirement, it's a no-cost program through the state of Illinois. Again, we're federally funded. We don't charge a cent for what we do, but you need to sign up to be a client. That's my number one requirement. You sign up, you become a business under my center, and then I'm able to do one-on-one counseling with you. So that's ILSBDC, Illinois SBDC.ecenterdirect.com/sign up. And when you go in, you're going to enter the profile information to click get started. You're going to select the center and you're going to scroll down to the very bottom. It should be like the third from the bottom. And it's going to say Illinois SBDC/PTAC at Greater SW Dev Corp. And you're going to click sign up. And you're going to enter your user details, your company details, you're going to sign an agreement, and then enter in your area of requested assistance. Also, you can request Michael Carino as your business counselor when you go in and you say, hey, I want help with PTAC. Also, this sign up form right here is also for our SBDC program, the Small Business Development Program. So if you're a small business and you're like, not quite ready to do government contracting, but I still want help with marketing assistance, business plan development, business license, etc., you can also sign up this way and just specify that and what the area that you want assistance in. So again, that's Illinois SBDC, ilsbdc.ecenterdirect.com/sign up to become a client at GSDC. Here's our address, 2601 West 63rd Street, our main number, and our handles. You can find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning into this webinar, and thank you to the City of Chicago once again.
Thank you, Michael. Wow, we have gotten a lot of information from Dina and Michael today. So there should be a wealth of help for you if you are small business, medium-sized business, and you are trying to get government contracting or trying to get in the business space, period, and you need some help. They have given you suggestions and information to consider as you matriculate in the industry. We will now open it up for questions. Again, if you can put your questions in the Q&A panel, I greatly appreciate it. And let me quickly say that I have put in there some information for all of you on where to find a copy of the PowerPoint, a copy of the presentation today, and additional information about our construction summit, when about it is. And these great people we try to bring to our vendor fairs, construction summits, so that they are able to help you and you can meet. I just wanted to ask a quick question myself, Michael. Are these 2022 trainings that are currently going on, or should this have been 2023?
Thank you so much for asking. So this is what's currently going on for end of year. I should have specified that. My apologies. So for the fall, we're currently doing the e-commerce series. I don't believe we've released our 2023 schedule yet, but we'll make sure to include that in the next presentation.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to make sure, because I kind of, you said we are going to, and I was like, oh, maybe he meant that for 2023. So I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
All right. So we will now begin the question portion. And I did see a question for those of you that may not know how to get to your Q&A panel. It is on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you're looking down there and you do not see it, click on the three dots and it'll bring up a menu. And then you can type in your question and press the enter key. The first question is for PTAC. Do you have to live in a certain geographic area in order to work with you?
So there's two answers to that. The first answer is at the PTAC level, Illinois PTAC, I can work with anybody in the state of Illinois. My requirement is that you're an Illinois business, registered with Illinois Secretary of State, because I'm a state-funded program, so we have to respect those boundaries. Greater Southwest Development Corporation, for their other programs, they have that service area, which is really in the local communities around Chicago Lawn. So that's kind of my focus area as well. I'm just trying to match to the mission of the organization. But I have companies all over the state of Illinois. I work with companies south of Springfield, out by Aurora, in the northern parts of Illinois as well. So I think that answers the question.
Great. If you have any additional questions, feel free to put it in the Q&A panel. Before they get away, I just want to thank our two guest speakers on behalf of our Chief Procurement Officer, Eileen Velasquez. We want to thank Dina Donahue Chase, as well as Michael Crino, for giving us the presentation on what they do, how they help, and inviting you into their space. So if there are no additional questions, can I ask to close out, Michael or Dina, if you want to unmic yourself, if you have any tips, parting words to wrap or what you've set up today. One last, if I had this to say about today's presentation, it would be this. Don't forget this. Feel free to unmic yourself and say it now.
All right, this is Dina Donahue Chase, and my parting words are, again, to enjoy this beautiful day. But please feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you have around, diversifying thought of people with disabilities and including them in your work. Or even if you have someone personally in your family that has been impacted, and you would like some assistance there. Always able and ready to take a phone call and assist in any way. Thank you.
Thank you, Dina. And we will also be in contact because we have a special a day that we do specifically for the mayor's office of people with disabilities. They do a presentation, so maybe we can include you as well on that one as well, so that they know what you do as well.
That
Michael,
would be
did you want?
terrific. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael, did you want to unmic yourself and say something?
I do. Again, just really appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this. We have a good working relationship with DPS, and DPS has done so much in the past year or so to just streamline their processes and make their procurement available for small businesses. And we're trying to connect small businesses into that, right, in our local city. I would say for government contracting, do not follow the YouTube stars. Don't follow the people on TikTok or whatever other social media out there that have something to say or teach you about government contracting. I am funded by Department of Defense to help small businesses get into the military industrial contracting base. So the PTACs, we're the true experts in the field. We don't charge a cent. Everything that we do is not to a single cent to the small businesses. So you're going to see a lot of people out there have information on government contracting. There's a fee. I have a 10-step program. I'll teach you how to make $1 million off of government contracts, but you have to pay them a portion, right? So just beware of the wolves and just contact your local PTAC if you have any questions about government contracting. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Michael. And he is so correct about that. We do work with Greater Southwest and other PTAC organizations. WBDC is also an assist agency. And if you go back through some of our 2022 playlist videos, you will see if you're looking for the working with assist agencies, they did one on that as well. So these folks that we're presenting to you today are people that we have working partnerships with, and that's why we're presenting them to you, because we know their work, and we have worked with them in the past and will continue in the future. So I recommend you heeding that warning and going with some of them to understand, because they have worked, some of them in other capacities used to work for the city at one point. So they know the ins and outs. And it isn't rocket science, but it does sometimes take guidance and someone who is willing to tell you the right way to do things, so that you can get your certifications or your business up and going smooth, and are ready to bid. So I want to thank again our guests, and hopefully in February, if everyone stays safe and stays well and have a great holiday season, we will see you in February at our construction summit. And you can find out more about that by signing up, if you haven't already, for the DPS alerts, because we will be putting that out very soon. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as Dina says, enjoy the weather because it might be closing in on us. So enjoy the weather.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Jackie.
Thank you. Have a good one, everyone.